Hello Fireflies, I am Bikashi Star and welcome back to DeSimmer Day 12. Today we are creating our elderly couple. I'm really excited to bring this create-a-sim to you all because I had so much fun creating this elderly couple. Now first things first, this elderly couple is the one of a few different create-a-sims where I'm creating more than just one sim at the same time. I'm super excited because there was some that I just felt like it needed more than just one sim. So as you can tell, I'm creating two sims here, a male and a female, and as the days go by, you'll see a lot more family oriented themes, and so I'm really excited to bring that to you guys. And of course those videos are going to be a little bit longer, but I think you guys will really enjoy them. Today we are creating, like I said, the elderly couple, and then tomorrow we are creating a teen, and then the day after that we are creating a child. When I was first creating the themes for DeSimmer, I had originally had the life cycle as child, teen, elder, because I thought we could just go in order. But then as I was thinking of DeSimmer and how I wanted this to play out, I realized that I would need something to motivate me, a little bit of a backstory to create some of the sims. And so while I was thinking of this, I realized that why don't I create a family? So right now we are creating the grandparents, and that's another reason why I flipped the order of how we were doing them, because I was like, okay, well, let's create the grandparents first, so that way the kids have someone to watch over them, and then we would create the teen and the child. So I'm really excited. I just really love the way I did this. I think it's really cool, really awesome. And so right now we are creating the grandmother, and then we'll create the grandfather here in a second. And what I had a lot of fun with was I was able to create the grandmother and the grandfather, and then together I was able to use their genetics to create the oldest grandchild, which will be a boy, and then I was able to, off the boy, create the genetics for the child. And so I just had a lot of fun with that. I was just able to create a family over the next couple of days, and I just had a lot of fun, and I thought that was really cool to create the backstory of this little family, which is called the Moyers. So I had a lot of fun with that. My inspiration for the grandparents were inspired off of older people that I've been surrounded with my entire life. To me, old, you're considered old or elderly, not until you're in the 90s. And I know some of the people might think that's crazy. But to me, if you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, that's not really considered old to me. I don't see that as old or elderly. And I know a lot of people are like, Star, you're crazy, that's ancient. But no, to me, that's not considered old, because for my whole life I've been surrounded by older people, and even though they were higher up in age, they were still really active. And so to me that just didn't make sense. My brother has a set of grandparents, and a lot of the sims are really greatly inspired off of my brother's grandparents, because I think now they're in their mid to late 80s, and they're so active. I mean, his grandfather is mowing his own lawn and fixing his own sprinklers, and fixing his own roof, and painting his house, and going on the ladders, and fixing his truck, and he's just so active, and he does everything on his own. And he was in the World War II, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Actually, I think it was I don't know if it was that war. Now I'm confused. But the male grandfather sim in this couple was based off of my brother's grandfather. And so this sim is also a war veteran, and he's really tough and stern, and he goes by the book, and I was just really inspired off of my brother's grandparents to create these grandparents who are really active and involved, and they don't let their age and their aches and pains hinder them or stop them. I think a lot of time when people think of grandparents or elderly people, they think of people who just like sit in their house on a couch or like in a sofa, and like they just drink tea and coffee and read the newspaper and watch news or something like that. But to me, I've always been surrounded with people, older people, who were just really, really active. And like my aunt is considered a senior citizen, and like to me, she is nowhere near being a senior citizen. She has this 5-year-old little granddaughter, and like if she goes up the slide, my aunt's going up with her, and if she goes down the slide, my aunt goes down with her. She's like on the monkey bars, she gets on the floor and like crawls around the floor with her, and like she sits on the floor. And I mean, to me, just because you're older up in age doesn't mean that you can't be active and you can't be involved and you can't like do things. And so I really wanted that to come through on The Sims. Like I wanted them to be a part of the kids' lives. Like just because there are grandparents and they're raising their grandchildren doesn't mean that they're not going to be a part of their lives. It doesn't mean that they're not going to take the little girl to the park and like go down the slide with her, or go down on the swings with her, or things like that. So I just really wanted to make this elderly couple very active and just very, very fun and hip and just new. I don't know. I'm rambling. I hope you guys enjoy them. Really cool thing I wanted to mention while we're still going here is that in the grandfather, I gave him ripped jeans, and I just thought that would be a nice little touch because I could see him out like mowing his grass or weeding his weeds or doing things in the garage, and maybe he would wear like work pants around the house, pants that he wouldn't really necessarily mind getting a little scruffed up or dirty. And the same with the grandmother, she wears clothes that are easy to clean and are okay if they get a little messed up. And again, they just wanted them to come off as active people, and I think I really pulled that off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Create a Sim. It was a little rambly. I'm sorry about that. Can't say I won't do it again because I probably will, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a grand, glorious day. Bye!